Welcome to this episode. Today we're looking at a special request from Tyler. Tyler's my oldest, 15, and he wanted me to do a job for him. G'day, I'm Dave TTC, and this is Dave's Cave, Australia. And while I've got your attention, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. So what are we doing today? Well, we've had a couple of practice runs. Got the stainless steel flasks, and Tyler wanted his name and a little logo on there. So here's one I did earlier. These flasks are abused and used. This one is Thomas, and he's got a panda bear. So let's turn our attention to both the laser and the computer and see how it's done. I have some icons that Tyler wants, and his name, which is taken from the Windows computer. So this font's not on the Mac, which I'm using here, but we're not going to be doing an outline and fill and stuff. I'll show you what's going on shortly. So first of all, we've got the carrot, which he wants at the beginning, the pig roughly at the end. I might just turn those layers on so that you can see them. All right, so the carrot, we want that sized from the bottom of the letters to the top. That looks not too bad there. Let's look at a low point. That looks like pretty much a low point there, maybe a tad off. That's pretty close. We'll just check across. Yeah, I think that works for us. So the bottom of the T. So all I'm looking at here is just stretching this till it just hits the top of the line, which it does there now. That's close enough. And we'll nudge that over to that side. And that looks like a pretty reasonable gap. Now the pig, on the other hand, wants to be from the bottom there to the top. And it'll be the ear that's the highest point. And that's it there. We'll back out a bit and put that across till we're happy with the position. That looks pretty reasonable. Maybe a bit too far with the pig. Yep, that's better. All right. Now the reason I've got this all so big is because I'm going to convert this. So we'll highlight everything, do a right click, and we're going to convert it to a bitmap. There she is. I'll say OK to that. There we go. So by doing it larger and then doing a bitmap, it seems to give a smoother finish. So at 185, that'll give me 165. Maybe I'll just stop a little bit short of the curve, and so I'll make this 160 length. So I'll highlight that. We'll come up to width and just type in, oh, I did hit the 6. Haven't got my contacts in, 160. Now there's a couple of things I could do. I could pop it straight into the corner like that by using at the top here this little elbow. But I want this square here represents where the laser stops on that very corner for the roller. Let's just turn things on over there and we'll give you another camera to look at. So we'll pop that up there. That was the graphic side of things, pretty quick, pretty easy. The box around Tyler before I changed it to a path. The box around that was just simply I clicked on the name, saw what the size was up here in the width and height, and so I just drew a box around it for reference. Now that I've converted it all, that's irrelevant. I'll home the laser, and we'll home that there. Now if you've watched my channel, you'll see that I home mine in the northeast corner instead of the southwest. Not sure which way that's showing to you. I hope that's showing right. Because I like it at the back. I like it out of the way. And if you have a look at some of my other videos, and there are a number of videos down in the comments below which can take you to other points on my channel. So by all means, check them out. I like it at the back. If you want to see why, check that out below. From that position, I need to jog it. We watch the jog once to the south and once to the west, because if I move from the home position, for some reason it just goes straight to the corner first instead of turning around. But if I come across, I don't know why, it goes to the right spot. And I'll demonstrate. There's my roller position, and we'll hit that, and you can look over there and see it coming down to where it ought to be. And it should be in the middle of the bottle at this end. Yep, that looks good to me. So then, what are my settings? Well, first of all, we've got to make sure that the rotary is enabled. We'll just click on the rotary tool at the top there. And, oh yeah, there it is. That's the size of the bottle. The diameter of the bottle is 80.15 millimeters, which gives me almost 252 millimeter circumference. So if I was wanting to do something all the way around, I could. 252, just very quickly. 252 would be the height. 252, and the width, if I was going full size of the bottle, I said that was 185. So that box, I'll just drag that down a little bit. That box, which if I was doing that, would need to be down in that corner. That box represents the full size of what I could actually put onto one of these. So a fair bit, really. We're not doing that. We'll get rid of that. So I've got Tyler there. I've got the laser starting at the corner. That's by being on current position. The laser believes it is there. Well, it believes it's at 0, 0. And it will take off from there. So wherever I have the words, or in this case the picture, the logo, in relation to that is where the machine will move. So for example, I'll move that, if I highlight it, over 20 mil. So now, if I do a preview, you'll see that has moved 20 mil roughly to there, and then it starts lasering. And the direction I have my work is this. Let's go over here, optimize settings. You'll see that I have it to go from the bottom. And whatever I'm doing on a roller, so far this is the system I've gone with. So I just convert it to a bitmap. The movement is just in one direction. I just prefer it to go right across and do the whole lot in a single pass. Now for a 10 watt laser onto something powder coated, one of the suggested settings, I think from memory, is speed of 410 at 96%. Tyler doesn't want his as dark, and so as you can see here, I've opted to go 1000 speed at 100%. The green dot you can see moving as I move what I'm going to laser. Because I've drawn the square, if I move it up there, the green dot stays at where the square is, and that's why I line the bottom up with the line. The other thing is your job origin. So I could go for the center, and so you see that moves up there, and that's because I've got this over here, which maybe we'll delete, and now it drops down. And yeah, ultimately I can move that around to wherever I want. But if we go for the southwest corner, and I use the box as a reference, it's just I know that's where the laser starts. So I'll select that, and again, being the bitmap, I can just click on the corner and line it up. As you can see, that's lined up perfectly, was lined up perfectly. Do that again, there it is, lined up perfectly. And then using shift and arrow, I have mine set to 20 mil. That goes over 20 mil automatically. Let's do it. Let's start the machine. Now there it is. We'll just roll that over so you can see it. And I can send that laser to the back. You can see it anyway, but let's just pop that back there. There you are. Logo's done, and it's moved over 20 mil just like what we wanted. Now, just a couple other things. I'll just touch over these in case I didn't do it properly earlier. We see over here that I have it set on current position. Current position, you recall that it came over and then did it from the green dot. The green dot is situated where it is because I've drawn the square with the very corner where my start point is on the roller. You don't need to have a square, you don't need to do that. I do that because that's just how my brain thinks. You could do it down on the bottom. But the square is done in a toolpath. Over here, current position, we could use user origin, and if we do the preview, once again, it seems that it does it from the same spot. You can use absolute coordinates. You've still got to physically move the laser by using your jog position, your save position, such as up here where I did before. So we've still got to hit number 4 roller in this case, get it into that position and then start. Why I don't do absolute coordinates is you saw at the end of the Flask how it rolled back to the start position. Well, for some reason, when you've got that in on absolute coordinates, it seems to roll a little bit and then start the burn. And I haven't been able to work out what to do to get it just to start without moving. Now this bottle has a logo on it already. Thomas is done quite large, and I didn't want to have it lining up over top of any of those things. And there might be other times, for whatever reason, that you want your logo in a specific position and you don't want to have it roll first and then start, and you don't have enough material to do a whole heap of tests to see, well, how far does it go before it actually starts to do what you want it to do. So this way it works. Now, like I said, you don't have to do the box. You could just very simply get your logo such as we have here, and we'll just put it into the southwest corner, bang, and you'll see here that that green dot moved. And if I move it across, the green dot moves. Now it's stopped because it lines up with that edge of the box above me. If I was to delete that box, now the green dot moves completely with the logo that I've done. We'll just undo a couple of steps there. I want the box back, so I'll leave the box there. But now the other thing is, if you want that 20 mil gap like what I've got, if you just put your logo smack bang down the bottom, such as what we've got there now, then what you need to do is, you'll see here my jog distance I've set to 10 millimeters. So I need to jog that twice. 1, 2. Now the laser head is moved across 20mm, and I can start to do that, and it will be 20mm from the bottom. So that's something else to keep in mind. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and once again I'd like to say thanks for watching. Hopefully you made it to the end, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Stay tuned for the next one. If you have something that you want me to cover, please just drop it down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. See you on the next one.